This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Wolverines will kick it away to start us off. Fielded in the end zone, it's Brown. He's brought down to the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Scanning the field, it's Nussmeier. He's going for it all. Snatches it on the run. There he goes. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
Forget establishing the run game. Go up top right now. Play one. Be aggressive. You told everybody all week, we're going to come out, we're going to be aggressive, and they are. They take the shot. They get rewarded. One play, one touchdown. What a start.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Simpson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly out to the tight end.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. Dragged down at the 26 after a pickup of 5.
What a nice run there. And from the beginning of time, Michigan football has been synonymous with running the football. You can think back to Tyrone Wheatley, Anthony Thomas, Chris Perry, Hassan Haskins. Big physical runners that also had sprinter speed and that could change the game. This dude right here, every time he has the football, he has the ability to go the distance, and that's what makes this Michigan offense so dangerous.
Finds a tight end. Looking for room at the 40. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. He might want another play. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the 1st down.
And that's why they got to keep running the football, man, because play action is going to be a big part of this game plan. You've got to get this tight end over the middle of the field vertically and give him an opportunity, because you just saw how dangerous he is after the catch.
Ball down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
And a nice crisp run. Great job. Maybe expecting pass, in 2nd down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the 1st down.
And the Wolverines pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Caught in the backfield. backfield, it's Marshall. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but makes life really easy on me on second down.
Now the play fake. He spins that thing down the middle. Oh, right through his hands. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one. The Wolverines come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. To the air, it's Underwood. Fires to the tight end. He'll come through on third downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
Not the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Send the tight end in motion. Looking to fire. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And the QB has had a nice drive, and this offense has been throwing the football all over the yard. You want to stop that? Get pressure on him. Nice job getting to the quarterback, affecting him, and even better, getting him on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Trying play action. Fires left. A strike downfield. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. And the Wolverines, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. They'll try to pound their way in. And to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wolverines! Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety, you get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together, great job executing, great job getting a touchdown.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25. You can work your way down the field with these wide receiver screens, but also look for the opportunity to turn them into chunk plays later.
No doubt, you throw it quickly. You get it to him now. DB comes up, has to make a tackle. Now you fake it maybe a little bit later on. So these plays, they're not huge plays all the time, but they can set up big plays down the road for your offense.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. They tried to run the counter, but absolutely nothing doing.
And those counter plays take a little longer to develop sometimes. You're usually pulling one or two guys, and that penetration in the backfield can kill you, can get to the running back before he gets started.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. The quick out. Gets it up to the 35-yard line before going out of bounds. The Tigers are in the hurry up. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42.
And this running back right now is sending a very clear message. He doesn't want to just be known as a guy that can run around you or run away from you. He wants you to know he can lower the shoulder and get those tough yards if need be.
LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. Unloads to the wideout. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
Really nice job by the defender knocking that one away in man coverage. And he knew coming into this one that he was going to get attacked and they were going to throw his way. So he's showing you right now. He is dialed in, locked in. Really nice job on that coverage.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Back to throw. It's Nussmeier. Gets it to the back. Powers through the defender. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge third down here in the big house. With the catch, it's Anderson. Oh, he's got some space. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
One of the things I love about this wide receiver, it's not all bombs and posts and go routes. Third and long, you just kind of run him not too far down the field. He makes the catch, and he's so dangerous. Making moves, using his speed and elusiveness. He finds a way to get that first down and keep the offense on the field.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Makes the grab. It's Anderson. Powers through. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Finds his man. It's Durham. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Fielded in the end zone. It's Simpson. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. They'll leave it with the lone back. Picks up the first down. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Lets it fly. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. Defense a little too eager on that last one, and now it's 1st and 5. Quarterback making adjustments. Back to the ground game on the left. Got enough for the first down and wants more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring.
There he goes. Smashes him with the stiff arm. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Fires downfield. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Just got to finish the play for the wide receiver. You got to look that one in and complete it. It's a bad drop.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's a really good job by this defense. Complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
Motion from the wide receiver. Off play action. Dances away. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line.
And if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions. You've given up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. Tight end now in motion. Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Finds his big tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal.
And they must have had a play in practice that they just felt was unstoppable, because they essentially just took away an automatic chip shot field goal to go for that 4th down. But because of the execution, it was just too good. They're looking now to score 6.
They'll try to get it in with the run. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. Quarterback keeps it. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Dropping back, it's Underwood. Trying to find the end zone. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the 1st down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the 1st down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
This defense trying to stand tall on 4th and goal from the 2. Wide receiver going in motion. He wants it all. Touchdown, Michigan. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Man, this offense, all of a sudden, they have some mojo, and that's a big confidence booster on 4th and goal, down close to the goal line, trusting your quarterback to make the right decision. And David, they're 1 point away now from tying this thing up late in the game.
Oh, and I say, how good do they feel? Do they want to go for taking the lead here and go for 2? This offense has been aggressive. They got some momentum. Where do they go from here?
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Turning it on! And he's down at the 41. That's a first down. And the Tigers moving quickly to the line.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
Got his man on the right. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. The sure hands, it's Brown. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Whatever the fastest tempo they have is, that's what they'll use. The give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Wants to go up top. It's complete to the right. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. IndyCar tempo as they hit to the line for this third down play. Clock running. From the gun, wants to pass. And it's incomplete on third down.
They've done a nice job marching the football down the field to get into this position in the red zone. You're throwing incomplete on third down, so the question now, are you going for a touchdown, try to pay this drive off, or are you just going to take the points?
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to scramble. It's on target and complete. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
Pulls it in. At the 40, there he goes. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Suddenly, after that last big play, they're on the move. First and 10 from the 44. They'll move the tight end. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. First down here for the offense. Hands it off. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
And that is not where you want to miss. You do not want to miss high over the middle. A lot of that times that turns into an interception. He doesn't get that, but he's got to lower that football and give his receiver a chance to make a play on it.
The play action fake. Under fire. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Wolverines send out the punt unit. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Hauls it in and looking upfield. teams coming through. The third aspect of the game delivering big time. The whole thought process is just get the ball back, and what will we do on offense? And the special teams takes care of that.
What a great job by the special teams unit, making a big-time play. Listen, the offense was going to get the ball, Reese. Yeah, I get you, but they got this taken care of. Take the punt return, make a few guys miss, take it all the way to the house. Really good execution on that punt return.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Man, you just can't put a price on having a guy like that back there to return punts, and he turned that one into a touchdown. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Coming out on first down with the play fake. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Back to throw, it's Underwood. Catch in the middle, it's McCulley. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to go up top on first down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this guy's been beat like a drum. He's been hit, sacked a bunch of times already, and another hit right here. I'm literally looking at my offensive line and be like, dude, I need some more time. You got to protect me better than this. Give me a chance to complete some passes.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Well, this quarterback has found a really nice rhythm here on this drive. He just looks dialed in. He's doing a great job in the pre-snap, seeing the safety rotation, and that time saw the one-on-one matchup to take a shot, and he hit it. He's in a really nice groove right now.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. Quarterback making checks. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Lets it fly. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. And that'll do it. Here in the second quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. LSU will put foot to leather to start the second half. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They make the tackle at the 39, but a really good job by the return team there. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success, and so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
All right, great little run there. Listen, it wasn't phenomenal. He didn't get a first down, but what does it do? Now it makes second down easier. The play caller looking at his sheet going, all right, I can throw it, I can run it. Still in a great position. Ready to stay ahead of the chains.
And the Wolverines with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Leaves it with the running back. Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Flushed out of the pocket. Slings it downfield. Finds space on the right. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. The Wolverines are on the move. Leaves it with the back. Running through contact. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
The extra point here would tie the game. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the third. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Coming out with it, it's Brown. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. Here comes the heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Breaks into the open. Got the first down. Looking for more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. LSU quick to the line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
That's a really nice job hauling that pass in, and you think LSU has just been such a breeding ground in recent years for receivers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, they all have the ability to make a play anywhere on the field, and that's what this guy can do. You can line him up anywhere. He can run routes at all 3 levels of the secondary. The defense has to know where he is lined up every single play.
The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run the option. Got enough for the first. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And they finally get to this guy, and he's electric. He's dynamic. He can make plays with his feet and scramble around, and I think they got used to it in the first half, and now, if they want to win this football game, they got to continue to catch that fast joker and get him on the ground.
Got it behind the line. It's Berry. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Now ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to bully their way for the first. Brought down after keeping those powerful legs moving, getting all he could. He'll be a few inches short.
Not able to pick up that first down, David, but if I'm them, I'm going again right here on fourth.
And I think you knew that on 3rd and 2, short yard situation. You got it close to 4th and inches. Now we're going to get this first down.
Trying to do it on the ground. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
They'll try to pass their way in. Touchdown, LSU! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been pumped the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Nice return there, and he'll be dragged down at the 34. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Fires to the big fella. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. So now it's second and long. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Quickly to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
This defense continues to do a great job of not letting a great athlete at quarterback make big plays on them. Great job pursuing him, keeping him in that cage, not letting him get out in the open field because we know he can do some damage. Nice job by this defense so far.
They'll send the back in motion. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Catch in the middle, it's Morgan. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Wants to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle, it's Marsh. Oh, he's got some space. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. And the Wolverines will hustle to the line. Looking to throw on first down. Using his feet to buy time. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Right back to the well. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Running behind that left side. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense.
And that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that third and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both, got it stopped, now forcing a fourth down.
It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Bring in the heat. They got him for the sack, and now get the ball back after the fourth down stop.
He had nowhere to go with the football. You could tell, surveying the field, somebody's got to get open to go make a play. Man, throw it up, run it, do something. You can't take a sack on fourth down. You got to give somebody an opportunity to make a play for you.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time. Blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances, and that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
There he goes. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, LSU.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they stay on target with the extra point, up 35-21. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Michigan offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often, because they're not protecting him, and sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Oh, they're after him. Got him downfield. There he goes. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Grabbed in the middle, it's Klein. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these first downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Got his man on the right. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. The Wolverines racing to the line in a hurry up. Gets the back moving. Offense changing the play. To the air, it's Underwood. swings it out to the flat. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
And it's picked off right at the goal line. Brought down inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 after that interception.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Strong run and a pickup of 5 out to the 15. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Big noise in the big house for this huge third down. Lost one deep down the right side. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Oh, look out on the right. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Tigers.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. He'll bring it out. It's Simpson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a Cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Underwood. Here's a throw downfield late. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Trying to take it back.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation, trying to get this thing close. The big INT. Finally, the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
Just outside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 21. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. That's caught. It's Green. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. LSU looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Out of the gun to give to the back. Ripping through the defense. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Yeah, and that's a great job by this offense. And I tell you what, fourth quarter, you have the lead. That's exactly what you want to do. Lean on these guys.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole. And, you to slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Simpson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Looking to pass, it's Underwood. He's taking a deep shot. And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be
turning it on. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
On to attempt the try.
The kicker on for the extra point.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. That drive took no time at all. Couple of plays and finished it with the long run for the touchdown. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Now they'll run it to the right here. Got room at the 35. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one, Reese, that this team was going to try to use their speed and take advantage of it, and they did right there. Nice gain on the run play to the right.
Found plenty, looking to take a shot. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. But they still do count it for 6. Safe to say the offense could have used a few more plays like that earlier in the game.
Too little, too late. At least you got something going. You got some kind of rhythm. The offense put some points up. Man, if they'd have started a little bit better, they might have had a chance to be a little bit more in this ballgame.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And after this play, the cake will be baked. They'll run it from the gun. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? With yet another unranked team taking down a ranked opponent, does a portal help level this out a little bit where it's really difficult to know which team should be ranked in the first place?
I think the portal certainly helps. At the end of the day, though, they just wanted it more today, and that win is going to help recruiting. It's going to help their confidence moving forward. I know this, David, every team on the rest of their schedule, they're now taking account and notice of this team.
And I completely agree. Like, you start to build momentum, and then momentum helps you find more guys in the portal.
position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the 12th ranked team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. We'll put total under and we'll get started. He'll bring it out. It's Graham. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Looking downfield, it's Ncaa. Got it in the middle, it's Smith. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Quick release by the QB. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
DKR heating up and trying to make third down impossible here. From the gun, wants to pass. Working the middle. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And the Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to throw it. Makes the grab over the middle. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Going to sling it on 2nd down. Trying to set up the screen. And he'll go down, but he has enough for the first down.
I like the running back there on the route, the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
To the air, it's Ncaa. Pocket breaking down. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Well, you got to know as a quarterback, when you're in an empty set, which means you have no running backs in the backfield with you, you got to be able to get rid of the football. And you're expecting pressure. The clock's going to go off in your head. Not a good job of keeping two hands on the football, and the defense able to knock it loose.
Leaves it with the back. Runs through a tackle. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. The Longhorns want to crank the tempo.
But how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Here's a heat. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. And how about this Buckeye defense? This is not all flash and score around here these days.
And when you've seen Ohio State really be great and make those playoff runs, you always pick out those big defensive linemen that can get their hands on the quarterback and get him on the ground like they did right here.
And the Longhorns trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They're working that left side. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I know a lot of people are going to look at that play and say, man, that was a bad play. Didn't gain any yards. But that could be the offense maybe setting something up. The play caller is going to remember that last play. He's going to remember how the defense reacted to it, made a quick tackle. They might pump that throw and then hit another player vertically down the field for an explosive play down the line. Just keep that in mind.
He'll take the deep shot. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
This is an opportunity to show your offense you believe in them. Their opening drive of the game, still in their own territory, going for it on fourth down. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business.
That is a huge play early in this game. We came into this thing wondering just how aggressive this offense wanted to be, and there you go. First half, fourth and long. We're not bringing the punter out on the field. We've got a guy that we think can read the defense and deliver a strike, and we've got playmakers stretching the field vertically. They
breaks into the open. They finally get to him. A lot of play there to pick up the first down.
The hardest thing to do in college football is tackling the open field. These guys are so fast, so elusive. You just want to get them on the ground. You see the swing and the miss there. It leads to extra yards. So hard for a defense to get those guys in the ground.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Longhorn!
Well, this running back can beat you with a lot of tools. He's got speed, he can shake you, he can spin away, and now he shows you the stiff arm. That was lethal before walking into the end zone.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Ball security going to be paramount this time, Jesse.
Yeah, and sense of urgency, too. They're trailing in this game right now. The turnover wasn't great, so, David, they really got to be able to put something positive together on this drive.
Put something positive together, be aggressive, but don't be reckless. Can't have any more of those turnovers.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Takes the handoff. It's Donaldson. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Fires to the wideout. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Oh, and this receiver with his speed, he's a guy you know this QB is going to look for, especially on these deep shots. You just can't overthrow him when he's that wide open. That's a huge missed opportunity.
Looking for a push on fourth down. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
And the gutsy call on fourth down, running the RPO, handing the football off, making the right read. You could tell they stuck it up in there and they got the first down.
The Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Pressure coming. Creates a little space. And he will wisely scamper out of bounds. No need to take unnecessary hits. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. From the gun, running back gets to give. Spins away from the defense. He was running through tackles and picked up the first down and finally got knocked down.
That's a really nice run right there. And one of the things I love about him, he runs with such physicality and with the toughness. Do you think Woody Hayes, the great Ohio State coach, would have loved to have this guy in his backfield? His running style just marries so well with that. When you think about Ohio State and their tradition at running back, right? With all the athletes they've had throughout the decades, this guy was meant to play in the shoe.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. They'll move the wide receiver. Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Under fire. Throws to the wideout. Pulls it in, it's Smith. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
Caught in the backfield. It's Tate. He goes out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. The Buckeyes in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Might be changing the route. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. They flipped into the field and we're ready to play. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. Just keep slinging it. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
3rd down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
That's unfortunate for the offense because that drive looked so good. They were just methodical. They were running and they were throwing and had the football down in a great position down near the goal line. You've got to be able to pay that off. You cannot afford to take a sack in that situation. If you're the quarterback, that's a massive mistake.
So here they come going for it on 4th and long. The aftershocks of that earlier sack still reverberating. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's first down in the red zone at the 10. And the Buckeyes started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Setting up the screen. Touchdown Buckeyes! A great catch and run for 6.
And that's a nice job selling it by the offense, dropping back, making it look like it's passed. That running back slipping out of the backfield, throwing him the football, getting a dynamic playmaker in space, and he says, I got this, I'll do the rest, and gets the touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in stands.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Give to the running back. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. And the Longhorns want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains.
How frustrating is that? You're that running back. Where were you supposed to go? There was absolutely no lane for him on that play.
Tries to get it on the ground. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
It's 4th down and 14, but they're going to go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's complete to the left. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
You know, offensively in that situation, 4th down, you're throwing for it. Everything has to go right, or someone just needs to be able to make a play to keep the drive alive. They couldn't get it done, and now the offense is coming off the field.
The give to the tailback. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Texas! He got a step and just dusted the field.
Offensive line, give me a crack. I'll do the rest. How about the Jets? The speed. He just turns it on, going 70-plus to the house. What a huge play by the running back.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Graham. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Wants to throw. It's Ncaa. Zings it complete to the right. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's 1st down.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the 1st down marker was. I got to go get that 1st down. Did a nice job on it.
From the shotgun, the inside give. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs, you just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
They'll run play action. Oh, it's picked off. A rare mistake from this guy. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return to that small change. They take over at the 43.
I think everybody thinks when you say middle of the field safety, that's an easy responsibility. There's a lot of field in the middle, okay? I got to cover a lot of space football, seeing the route, and going and getting the interception. Nice play by that safety.
So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. They're testing the right side here. Bust through behind his pad. And how much running room have they been able to find on the ground? Man, are they piling up some gaudy rushing stats. The Longhorns just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. They're going to ride this running back. Able to move it ahead a couple of yards. He gets it down to the 20. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Steps to his left, out of the pocket. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run.
Well, this defense is not going to be patient with this quarterback. They know that they have to affect him, and they have to dictate to him. So that time, they send the blitz. They're not even giving him an opportunity to sit back there and peruse the field. They flush him out. They're able to rally to him, get him down to the ground. I like the aggressive nature of the defense here.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Right down the boulevard. And that will extend their lead even further. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Graham. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The give to the back. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Quarterback may change this route. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And I like changing things up. I like trying new things. Handing it to the tight end, that's something you don't see very often. A little creativity. Now, it was negativity in the end, but I like the creative thought process of trying to get somebody else the football.
Looking downfield, it's Ncaa. Makes the grab. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it, slow motion. Like, I got to get the football. Offense, very lucky to get that football.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it in more than enough for a first down. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
maintain possession.
When you start to get that offense going and start having success, you've got to make sure when you get closer to the scoring range, take care of that football. If you don't, coach is going to go you on the sideline, you in the game.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires to the wideout. Grabbed on the outside, it's Smith. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. They're looking to pass from the red zone. He's got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Ohio State.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this second half.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Looking to throw, it's Manning. He wants to go deep. Reels it in the right side. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
After that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Rush is on him. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Misfired on the last play, they'll go back to the air. With the catch, it's Gibson. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll be able to snap it one more time. Let's see how aggressive they are on 1st and 10. Making side adjustments here. Looking to throw on first down. Blasted as he lets it go. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. The Buckeyes will kick it away to start the second half. And he's not going to take the touchback. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. changing, and that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like, coming out, not letting them run the football.
And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
What an individual effort that time, beating his guy and getting in the backfield and making a play. Ohio State has had so many dominant D linemen in recent years, right? The Bosa brothers, Chase Young. You know those guys are watching this game. They're proud of what they just saw. This dude is a game wrecker.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Got his man. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. The Longhorns will go for it on 4th down. Trying to keep the drive alive. Hard running there. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. The Longhorns headed quickly to the line.
You talk about setting a tone. Going for that in your own territory early in the game.
There he goes. He's at the 40. The 20. Touchdown Longhorns. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And these guys just score from anywhere out there. After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and they'll get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish things off with some flair, a 73-yard touchdown pass. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Back to throw, it's Ncaa. Quickly complete. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Motion from the back. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Breaks the tackle. Nice stiff arm there, but the defense still able to stop him for a short gain. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Lost to throw again. Grabbed over the middle. It's Tate. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
That's a bang-bang play, 3-step slant. They rep this over and over in practice so they can go out and execute it on game day like that.
To the air on first down. Finds his tight end. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Good play call offensively, and that's the right place to go with the football if for the quarterback, but just a better job by the defender knocking that ball down.
Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on third down in DKR. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Ncaa. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. Fourth and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move. Going for it on fourth down, trailing by double figures. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Offense in the sumo set with the big boys. They'll try the run. They opened the lane and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
The give to the single back. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
Looking downfield on first down. Got his man. Turning it on. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Back to pass, it's Manning. Sets up the screen. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going there.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Grabbed in the backfield. It's McCutcheon. He gets down to the 25 before going out of bounds. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
Trying to escape and get it himself. The change will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18.
And on third down, he calls his own number. Really nice job by the quarterback, making the decision, being decisive. He does a good job going, getting the first down, a new set of downs for this offense.
On the option. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza.
Black 24. Black 24. 29 Philly.
Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here comes the offense on second down.
42 Spider.
It's a reverse. Plows through the defense. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Well, the offense is trying to go with a trick play, and they're dialing up the reverse, but the defense had great eye discipline. They tracked the football from the running back to the receiver, and they were able to rally to him and make a big tackle for a loss.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the catch. It's Wingo. He stopped short, and it's fourth down.
You know, I got to tell you, as an offense, moving forward in this game, third and long, you're going to have to push the ball downfield a little bit more. You got to throw to the sticks and give yourself a chance to convert these third downs.
So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Smashes it between the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. And the Buckeyes want to move quickly.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Almost had the completion, just missed it.
Well, it's a simple play. QB's just looking for his big fella, the tight end, and he couldn't reel it in.
DKR heating up and trying to make third down impossible here. Back to pass, it's Sayed. Under fire. Finds his man, it's Smith. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's the big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
Had it in his hands, and he dropped it. Thought he had another big play and interception. He'll have to settle for the PBU. It's second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He fires a bullet to the right. Makes the grab, gets the foot down. Just precision execution on that big play.
Well, this defense is trying to find ways to disguise their coverage and mix it up to try to confuse the QB. It's not working there. With that last completion, he's now got over 300 yards passing.
Throws to the wideout. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. Knocked down at the 3, and he was trying to take that interception to the house.
When you get in the red zone, you can see as a defense, you get into your drops really quickly, and you get your eyes on the quarterback. And you try to read his eyes and break on the football in such tight windows to throw in. Great job by the defender breaking on the ball, creating the interception.
So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. Can't get him to the ground.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now, if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Backed up at their own 13-yard line, it's first down. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
In football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? On the option. Not a lot of room there. Give him a couple to the 16.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a quick stop.
Makes the grab on the left. Bulldozes his way through. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they've kick-started this drive with that one.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with the big lead, he's still taking shots.
Fighting off the defender. Got the first down and more. He's loose down the left side. Boy, are they loving that huge play. He's got it down to the 9.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
2-point conversion attempt is coming. Go straight ahead. He stopped short on the 2-point conversion attempt. They went right back to the well with the man who scored the touchdown, but he couldn't get it in for the 2. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. He'll bring it out. It's Graham. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
They'll try to run for it. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. The Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Handoff to the lone back. Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now.
Oh, it's on the ground. Black ball. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
As a defender, you dream about those big hits. You work hard on it in practice, closing space, getting close, and just sticking that guy and causing the fumble.
The give and tick, 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 tick. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Snap it to the back. Shakes off the defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Back open in the middle. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The inside handoff. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
They'll leave it with him. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. To the air, it's Manning. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. Has to get there to move the sticks. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
How about that? You got the lead late in the game. Get some first downs, salt this clock away. This is the exact position you want your offense in.
Imposing their will, right, David? I mean, we know we're running it. You know we're going to run it. We're trying to ice this game. There's nothing you can do to stop us.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity.
42 Spider.
DB's locked up tight on the receiver. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
Football is about adjustments. First half, line up, pound strong, pound strong. Second half, great job. You're going to move your defense and shift to try to account for that? Boom, we'll pull some guys and run a counter backside and have some success.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina, home to the Duke Blue Devils. As we'll see the number 24 team in the country, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on another team from the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Blue Devils will kick it away to start us off. Looking for blockers. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Split backs here. Running back searching for a hole. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them, because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up and picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Duke! And they turn it into a defensive score.
Oof, and after that pick six, not the start this quarterback wanted. You're going to have to be really good about having a short-term memory and just turn the page. There is tons of football here to be played. You made a big mistake on that last throw. Don't let it beat you for the rest of this football game. You've got a lot of ball left to play. You've got to keep going.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. To the ground with the back. He breaks a tackle. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
And these are my favorite type of running backs. Guys that run angry, that break tackles. Even when nothing's there, Jesse, they're still going to get me positive yards. Give me that guy all day long.
And these were my favorite types of defenses to play against. Ones that don't tackle well and don't use the proper fundamentals. Obviously, I was never the guy carrying the football myself, but hey, we're going to be racking up yards, moving up and down the field, scoring points, and that's beautiful if you're on out.
The counter play is a great play to mix in, because defensively, you're not looking for the counter. You're looking to attack. All of a sudden, two guys pull across the formation. Now you got to change your direction really quickly, and it keeps you off balance and really keeps you on your heels.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Here's the handoff. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
Motion from the wideout. Caught in the backfield, it's Allen. Still running at the 40. Guided out of bounds at the 22. Good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Touch pass on the run. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
With the run on 1st and goal. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
And it wasn't lack of effort by the running back. He was trying. You could tell he fought one guy off, but another guy in his face right away, just trying to do something. The offensive line needs to do a better job keeping some guys off this guy. Come on, man. Take care of your running back.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
He wants to change this route. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. He's going for the goal line. They rode their running back, but he could not make it. It'll be 4th down.
Well, it was a great effort throwing to the running back that time. He was almost able to get in on 3rd down. The defense makes the stop. Now it's decision time. 4th, you're very close to the goal line. You've got this running back in the backfield. What do you do?
Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. One more time on 4th and goal. Trying to run it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
And I love it. This offense making no bones about it. We're going to be aggressive. We get the ball down in the red zone, 4th and goal, Palmer. Stay aggressive. They run the football, and they get the touchdown.
And that's the shocking thing, David, is that on 4th down, they have supreme confidence in this offensive line to win up front, one-on-one, get some push, and then how about the ball carrier just finding his way into the end zone?
Smacks him with the stiff arm. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quick completion on the out. He'll be guided out of bounds at the 17, and a productive play there. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. On the option. Fights off a defender. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like, really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that round.
And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Takes the handoff. It's Haynes. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Yellow Jackets with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. To throw, it's King. Got it in the middle, it's Haynes. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
The offense has it 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Second down.
Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. Motion from the wide receiver. They give it to him again. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
He'll try to do it himself. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. He's already thrown one interception, and before this gets in his head, I think the way to fix it is to get the mechanics squared away.
And sometimes you get rushed and everything happens a step faster right in the games, and then you realize, like, I'm bending, I'm throwing off my back foot. Like, slow it down, take some deep breaths, and understand, like, I'm going to be protected, I'm going to be all right. Let's make some things happen.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
After that last one, they're staring at a 2nd and long. First down marker just short of the goal line. Scanning the field, it's King. He's got it on the move. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down.
Listen, I know this running back is shifty. I know he's really good in the open field, but that's just asking too much of him at this point. 3rd and 1 situation. He wasn't going to be able to make that extra guy miss trying to get that first down.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! Lining up for the PAT. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. They marched 58 yards for the touchdown on that one. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. fielded in the end zone. It's Moore. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Runs for the tackle. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. The Blue Devils come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. They'll give it to the back.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, second and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's third down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
And the Blue Devils in the hurry-up.
Shotgun fundamentals are so key. He was like a shortstop. Caught the shotgun snap and right away rifled it out of his hands like he was turning two. That was beautiful.
After the first down completion, it's second and short. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Bringing it back. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
He'll bring it out. It's Moore. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Wants to throw on first down. Working that left side now. Can't come in half-stepping to tackle this guy. Too much strength and power. He's up to the 25. They'll run it out of the shotgun.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30.
Really nice run there, picking up the first down. Now they're right back up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go again.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Man, this is an unbelievable start for this defender in this game, guy. That's already his second PD in this game. Playing with his eyes, he's breaking on the ball. You just can't start a game any better.
He'll try it again on second and 10. Fires to the big fella. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. The Blue Devils are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Shotgun snap on third down. He's got it. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. And the Blue Devils will snap it on first and 10. They just keep firing. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Returns it down to the 47-yard line, and his defense thrives on taking the football away.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
3 yards, First down for the offense after that penalty. Got a man. It's Rivers. Oh, he's got some space. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. The Yellow Jackets trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They're working that left side. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target, accurate throw, and 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
He'll bring it out. It's Moore. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Man, another negative play for this offense. You've had the turnovers. You're throwing in the sacks. Like, they've got to do something better. They got to protect their quarterback, and they got to take care of the football. There's step 1 and 2.
Looking deep. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Taking it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play. Not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
It's 1st down from the 11. Caught behind the line. It's Haynes. Touchdown, Georgia Tech! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Moore. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. Looking to throw on 1st down. Time to take a shot. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's a hard thing to do as a receiver, but because you want to catch the football and you want to get upfield and make more yards, but sometimes you got to realize, I just got to toe tap that thing. I just got to get one in, get the completion. That was a missed opportunity right there.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give him a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Caught over the middle. It's Rutherford. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Now the play fake. Throws to the back. Catch in the middle. It's Haynes. And the defense jumps on it. They get that turnover.
Nice heads-up play by the defense to jump on that ball after it got popped out.
One more snap coming before halftime. To the air on first down. Trying to burn this defensive back. Snags it at the 30, still running. Big gainer there that'll look good in the stat column, but not quite enough to put any points on the board before time expires here in the first half. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. And that was not what they had in mind as the kickoff sails out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. They'll try the right side. Powers through the defender. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Let's it fly. And they can't make the connection.
Listen, sometimes you know as a quarterback, I got to scramble, I get outside the pocket, nothing's there, live to fight another down. Good job not forcing the football. Incompletion, move on.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on third down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
Going back to the well, another deep ball. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
You want to know why this team is losing? Look no further than this statistic, guys. Their best receiver doesn't have a catch yet in this game. There they try to go his way again. The defense has completely shut him down.
It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
That's one thing about this defense. They've got some dudes in the back end that can cover, and they can hang with some of these intended targets. Nice job swatting that one away.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. He's moving out of the pocket. Fires to the end zone. And it's his 4th interception of the night. Got room on the return. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Quarterback never saw his guy early enough. He was open right away, but was just late getting him the ball. Receivers jumping up and down saying, yo, I'm here, throw it to me. But by that time, the defense had already figured out where he was. And because of the late throw, they're able to come up with the interception.
There he goes. Smashes ahead. And he'll be run out of bounds. And these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. And the Yellow Jackets, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Gives it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like, that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
Oh, maybe a double pass. Here comes the heat. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40. And he showed off the wheels after using the hands on the pick, and he gets it down to the 34-yard line.
Well, the defense was able to get to the QB, and I think that's what really creates the interception. Because of the pressure, because of the hit on the quarterback, it affected the velocity, it affected the accuracy of the throw. The defense comes away with a huge takeaway.
Bring in the heat. Finds his man. Finds a crease at the 20. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Good job by the QB there, using his cadence, using his clapping, trying to get this defense offside.
They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Brown. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
The Yellow Jackets can really attack on this 2nd and short. Trying play action. Grab near the marker. It's Haynes. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there. Probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter, but when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
To the air, it's Kane. They're setting up the screen. Turning it on. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Quick release on the RPO. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? And the Yellow Jackets have taken it inside the 20. Handoff from the gun. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
And the defense was not fooled on that third down. They were expecting that could be run. Linebackers doing a nice job coming hard downhill to stop that play.
And this one sails through just inside that left upright. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Throws for the tight end. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. Well, this head coach is clearly sending a message. He clearly doesn't believe in punting, going for it this close to his own end zone. He's going to fire deep. Makes the catch, converts on 4th down, is still on his feet. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it in their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
And that's why this running back's a big weapon here, right? Because not only can he run the ball, but he can catch it too. Even running flat routes when you know the ball's going to be in the air a long way, he can adjust to it, make something good happen after the catch. And quite honestly, they need him because they've thrown a couple of picks now in this game. They've got to find a way to get this guy more involved.
Inside the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 39. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. So first down will open up the final period. Use the play fake, now to throw. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. And he's thrown another interception. Going the other way, and he's got room. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Snagged in the middle, it's Haynes. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
Give to the back. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Back to throw, it's King. And the missed connection on 3rd down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set in the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of this spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Hunt is on its way. That is coverage just the way you draw it up. Don't even let him get started, and they knock him down deep in his own end.
That's got to be a big-time break because when you're a punt returner, you get all those guys flying down there and all those hands and all that speed on the field. It's hard to get back on the football. Nice job fumbling it. Not really, obviously, but a nice job recovering it.
And Duke has the ball back, ready moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed him.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Quick toss. He stopped in the backfield again, and this just hasn't been his night. It's been more like a nightmare.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative. Whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down.
Third down, man. You'd think this offense would want to throw it down the field, at least past the sticks. With this defense and their athleticism and speed, they gobbled him up behind the line of scrimmage.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Unloads to the wideout. The incomplete pass, fourth down, fails, and they'll turn it over.
Man, that takes some serious onions. Backed up inside your own 10, and you're going for it on fourth down. No dice. Offense now set up an easy position to get a score.
They'll use the running game on first and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Coming out with it, it's Jones. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs.
Breaks into the open. Brought down at the 25 after he picked up 10.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. It's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
The Blue Devils getting set on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. He'll take another shot here. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He'll be stopped return. What a play there.
And I love this defense understanding situational football. You got the lead in the fourth quarter, getting your nickel packages. You know the pass is coming, and the execution was great.
Yeah, they thrive on takeaways, and they love to get into games late with the lead because one of the strengths of their entire team is their secondary, and you saw it there. In nickel, they're able to come away with the pick, and it's looking like they're going to be able to seal this game.
Good enough for first down.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Looking for a man, it's King. Snagged on the outside, it's Rivers. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. A good pickup on that one. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
Oh, they're after him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks that this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why.
Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Got it in stride inside the 20. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together and maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
The RPO, it's complete. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Wants to keep it in the air. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Shoots it to the left. Converts on 4th down. Still going. I'm sorry, you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous party. A late touchdown.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that. Put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
He'll set up to throw. Makes the catch in the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, so I guess at least they've got that going for them. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the fourth quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress or worry.
Yeah, really impressive just seeing how they're able to take everything from the practice field this week and apply it to game day. They've been locked in all week with the game plan, running and throwing the football, man. This has been impressive.
They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things to point to. This is one of those weeks when you watch tape, it's going to be really fun to watch it. Not like when you get beat up. A lot of big plays from this offense.
Looking for a man. It's King. Grab behind the line. It's Haynes. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play. The Yellow Jackets will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Punt is on its way. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. That is coverage just the way they designed it, and they've got them backed up. They are backed up. Defense smelling blood as this drive starts at the 5. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Runs through a tackle. And he uses the stiff arm to push his way past the sticks and pick up the first down. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All three phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just